Star Trek The Next Generation, day 18 of 30 of my 30 days of Star Trek reviews. And we're watching the episode Too Short a Season on Blu-ray from season 1. And this episode was kind of meh. Let's do this. All right, I just want to point out
1309.5.
these
we are in orbit around
planets. Look at that. Look at the detail on the
where I
planet.
consent to confer with Admiral.
So the detail on these planets on the remastered Blu-ray version of this show is incredible. And you can see in the special features like the planetary artists like describing how he did everything, like the terrain and the clouds and the water and everything, and they look really, really good. Like that's a really big part of me enjoying this show on Blu-ray is the amazing planets, because there's always different planets in every episode. But right away we see this guy here, Admiral Jameson, and maybe the still frame doesn't look too bad, but the combination of his like really rubbery looking makeup plus how he's like overacting being old kind of was a cringy way to start the episode.
Jameson, in regard to
Check him out.
extraordinary situation.
Look at him. Oh, he's so
Starfleet
old.
received this captain.
Look at him.
Ambulance.
Look at this hammy old acting.
I don't understand how or why this crisis has developed. Order 4 has finally gained peace after decades of civil war.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
It's so bad.
Karnas was largely responsible.
Oh, okay. So they have there's a terrorist group and they want the Admiral delivered to them. But he's super, super old. And you're watching it and just be like, man, why did they pick this actor to play this old person? And then you find out that it's kind of a fountain of youth kind of thing. And he takes a drug to go younger. So there's this young man hiding in all that rubbery makeup. Okay, this super old, super rubbery guy he's telling Picard and Riker that he's going to lead the away mission. And that's going to elicit a response out of Riker that is just so classic Riker, and it leads to the crescendo before the opening. Look at Riker's face
Control
here.
the away team and all its actions, is that understood? Of course, Captain, you command the ship, but the mission is mine. I trust you are in full agreement.
Okay, here. Look at Riker. Look
Yes,
at him.
sir. Of course.
Look at him. Wait for it. It just, I just love squinty Riker. He's just like, I don't trust this. Before with a crescendo, squinty Riker plus crescendo is just a match made in heaven. Here's an example of the cringy makeup change as he gets younger.
Look at me, Annie, look at me. I'm
See that?
strong, I'm alert.
Anyway, so his wife, who has grown old with him, is super bummed out because he took this go young drug. Boop. And she's like, we were going to retire together and now you're like getting younger. So she's like justifiably not happy about it, but it's just the makeup. It's just so cringy as he gets younger, and he tries to act younger and younger. So he's like still like making his voice all raspy and stuff till he turns into he almost looks kind of MacGyver-ish when he gets to full young form. Okay, so here's the ultra young Admiral, and he's not acting all raspy anymore. Also, this right here is kind of his confession to Picard of the big boo-boo he did against the Prime Directive. Listen to this.
I gave Karnas the weapons he wanted.
You did what?
I gave exactly the same weapons to his rivals. My interpretation of the Prime Directive. Let them solve their problems with those arms on an equal basis.
And that decision plunged them into 40 years of civil war.
So there you go. You get to see his young makeup and then get to see the big boo-boo he did, giving weapons to both sides of the conflict. That is so not a Federation thing to do. So now he's trying to undo it, and the guy wants revenge for doing that. So at least he's not wearing the old makeup anymore, I guess. I thought this was a pretty cool shot when he's having a sneaky phone call with the Karnas guy, demanding that he shows up so he can release the hostages. But I thought this was a cool profile shot with the shadow on his face.
Even if you don't have much honor left.
Okay, so the old, not old admiral leads an away team, and it turns into like a little commando away team shootout. But look what he does with his phaser here. I don't know how Federation weapons work as far as like safety goes, but in my mind, you should always treat every weapon as if it's loaded. You should never point it at anything you don't want to destroy. You should know what's your target and what is beyond it. And then, of course, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. So obviously, the phaser is different because they shoot with their thumb. I don't know if it has a little sensor where it's like, don't go off. It's pointed at one of your guys. I kind of tend to not think so. So check out the Admiral here with his muzzle awareness, flagging his buddies. Watch what he does. Whoop.
Yes, perfect. We are at the M4.
You see that? He just points it right at Picard. And it's like, man, again, I don't know what safety things are on these, but that is not good practice. So what he should have done as he passed by him is put the muzzle, I guess for lack of a better word, down as he went by and then brought it back up instead of just like pointing it right at him. So anyway, that just feels like a classic Admiral weapons handling situation. And I'm not going to lie, that super distracted me and I had a hard time watching the rest of the episode with that. I know this show's really not worried about that. So I'm going to do some headcanon and say the phasers had something in there so that they can just flag each other and it doesn't matter. All right, then we get a little back and forth laser zappy fight until they get overwhelmed and have to beam out. Well, and the Admiral has like a heart attack. Look at that. Look at this action. Action packed. Go, Admiral, go. Admiral's just like full on not taking cover and just standing there. Worf has to rescue him. Anyway, after a good data ninja roll and some other shenanigans, dude has a heart attack or whatever. Has to go back to the ship. They finish the negotiations. We learn that seeking the fountain of youth does not pay off and doesn't work. Also, the guy holding the hostages basically felt that he got his revenge, lets the hostages go. Then the Enterprise flies off from their planet. It's a beautiful shot, but this I just could not get into this episode. This for me is a very middle of the road episode, leaning towards bad. Just not a good one. So I mean, I always enjoy watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, but this episode, it's like borderline stinker. I mean, just kind of okay. Like it's just okay. Nothing special. So anyway, that is your day 18 of your 30 days of Star Trek reviews. So thanks for watching. And oh hey, so yeah, I'm a little behind on these. My plan was 30 reviews in 30 days, but I'm gonna get 30 Star Trek reviews sequentially. So whether that takes 40 days or whatever, I'm doing my best. Life happens though. So appreciate your patience and sticking with me. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.